There he is.
Hey, Sebastian, what's
Sebastian,
up,
man, I hate to like be all fanboy because I've known you for a while, but you look more famous now, dude. You got that swag.
He got the Carrie Underwood treatment. Let me explain.
Yeah, no, it's what it is Nevia Q10.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is?
And a little under eye cream.
Oh,
and
hey.
It's amazing how famous you look.
Let's welcome him back. Sebastian Maniscalco, everybody.
I say the Carrie Underwood treatment because I remember when American Idol was, first popular. She was on our show and she looked like, she was beautiful, but she looked like a frumpy country girl. And fast forward, like they gave her the American Idol treatment, armor all her legs, put her together. She looked fantastic.
She looked like a superstar.
And since then, fantastic.
My theory, Sebastian, because you've been on your hustle for a long time, and we've always been fans, but I feel like ever since you wore those shoes, those Timberlake shoes, next level.
I gotta tell you, man, it rubbed off. Whatever was on his feet.
Right? Am I the first guy to break this news to you, or what?
That Justin Timberlake rubbed off on him?
And by the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, what special was that again?
That was Why Would You Do That?
Why would you do that? He had those white patent leather, black and white patent leather shoes. They were Timberlakes. He told us on the show. And, man, since then, though, your career, no, seriously, though, your career has skyrocketed, and we're so happy for you, man. On a real serious note.
I feel like a genius because I feel like from the minute I met Sebastian, I was like, this guy, is there something great about this guy? I feel like I'm the genius that saw it ahead of time.
You guys were ground floor on this.
Ground floor.
Ground floor. It started back in New York, what, 7, 8 years ago, probably, and it's been great. The last 2 years have really been good for me, and things are kind of. I got this book. By the way, I brought.
Stay hungry. Are you gonna autograph it for us?
I already autographed.
All right. I love it.
But you know what I love is that it just shows that you're the definition of hard work. And
that's why it's great.
Is why it makes sense. Because, I mean, you were always a successful comic. But I remember Chris Mazzilli, the guy that runs Gotham, who you're tight with, right?
Yeah.
Isn't he your manager or was? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember him saying, listen, this is the guy. And you were doing, you were selling out Gotham and in places like that. And now I hear rumblings that, this year it's places like Radio City. But I heard people saying, oh, Sebastian's the type of guy that is about a year away from the Garden. Do you imagine these selling out Madison Square Garden type moments in the future?
Yeah.
Fucking gee, dude. I love it. You know what, though? I want to, because, I feel like we're part of this ride with you, because we've rooted for you for a long time. So when you hear things like that, you're the one that put the grind in and the hard work. Do you say, fuck yeah, bring it? Is there a part of you that's like, yeah, this is what I work for? Or is there a humbled part of you where it's like, oh, shit, I can't believe it?
I'm scared.
Are you really?
Yeah,
no, seriously.
It's frightening.
It is.
Because, to get to a level where you're selling out these arenas or theaters, it's great, but then there's also a flip side to that. You're like, you have to be on your game. You have to be writing new material. It's almost harder to stay there than it is to get there. So, there is a little...
I see the flip side.
Yeah, anxiety when you get to this level, but it's all good.
How do you deal with that, though?
You work. You keep going, man. You keep you keep coming on your show, and put people hopefully come back to see you. So it's been really, really fun, and also a little mind numbing.
I'm fascinated by just the people that are close to you, friends and family, like your beautiful wife Lana. Does she? I mean, the last couple of years, I'm guessing just financially you've blown it up. I
think you read a few articles.
You were on a list of people making millions. Your wife your wife was like, not only is he handsome, she might have thought I struggled.
Listen,
and she's a successful artist.
She is a successful artist, but you should know.
Right.
Italians don't bring up salary. By the way, who are these people?
They're from Chicago, coincidentally. Couple listeners that just stopped by.
It's Mike and Erica.
Hi, how are you?
They happen to be here on a good day. Your hometown pride right here.
Nice to have some Chicagoans.
Now,
but listen, the salary thing, I don't really like that being out there, man.
I know. It goes against your whole...
Totally.
Did your dad smack you upside the head when that article came out?
My dad said, what is this? You're going to... This shouldn't be in the paper. So yeah, no, it's Lana is listen, Lana comes from money herself, so this is like gravy for her.
Right.
So this is nothing new to my wife.
Do you have a new acceptance in the family now?
I'll tell you what else he
successful?
has: a beautiful kitchen. Not
Right.
by the way, it feels like creepy, but when you on Instagram, you see like
You were funny. I thought you were gonna say baby, but you went with kitchen. That's
he,
okay.
he does have a beautiful baby.
I thought you were gonna say baby. You said kitchen.
He has a beautiful baby, but before I get to the beautiful baby, which probably also motivates the shit out of you,
Right.
The kitchen, like I saw you're cooking for your wife, you're pouring wine, you're doing everything, huh?
I'm so glad that you guys are piped into the
Yeah.
Instagram.
I'm piped in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm piped into your story.
Thank you. Yeah, the kitchen is where we spend a lot of time, and we love wine and love cooking. And we were talking a little bit off.
Yeah, I felt embarrassed because on your Instagram story you said you should not have any writing on your wine glasses, and I think a lot of my wine glasses are from different vineyards, and I've sort of collected it. Now I have to second guess this whole choice.
Yeah, I don't know. I go over to somebody's house and they got like a wine glass and it says like bottoms up, and it's like kind of ruins the experience.
Not
don't
only
you
that,
think?
Rich expects you to take your shoes off too. Just saying.
Oh, really? Well, he's got the baby.
Baby crawl. You got,
Oh wait, you're doing that now, huh? Now you have to take. So barbecue at Sebastian's house, shoes gotta
off.
come off.
No.
Bunch of grown men in a circle with their shoes off.
No, listen, if you guys come over, which I promise to have you guys over one of these days, you will not have to take your shoes off.
All right,
okay?
good.
That's just a rule. that we
Good,
have in
good.
the house.
Okay.
But yeah, the wine glass, you got to get rid of the sayings, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
bottoms up.
Or-
what
or-
about the ice? You know what I did? Sometimes you have too many people over, so you have to go to the reserve wine glasses. I think recently I gave someone a ho 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 wine glass.
Oh, wow.
Not even on the
Oh, my
holidays.
God.
Oh Jesus.
You do keep a lot of those cups too, though, Rich. Like the Mets commemorative, like plastic
Oh,
cup.
those like
or
shitty
Club
cups. Or,
Q.
yeah,
you
those,
keep those.
they're-
I'm with you though. They're okay to have, but you know, Sebastian Maniscalco and be like,
I know,
why
I know.
would you do that? Those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know about the cups.
The
either.
plastic cups.
Yeah.
You gotta get nice.
You get rid of them?
Yeah.
Do you
There's a certain age where, you know, it's
I
like,
guess we're
just
at
let's
that
go
age.
plain.
It's called
Yeah.
10 years ago with shit.
Yeah. Sebastian Maniscalco is here. Stay Hungry is the book. A New York Times bestseller. He's on his tour. He's doing speeches. He's doing autograph signings. The guy's so busy. He's busy being a dad. He's doing his stand-up. He might do The Garden. Stay Hungry, coincidentally, one of my favorite Twisted Sister songs. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I found that out after I named the book the title.
Yeah.
And somebody had said, hey, this is Twisted Sister's album.
It is. It was
I
their
said-
first. No, not their first album, but their main with We're Not Gonna Take It and all that shit.
Yeah,
Stay Hungry.
him and D. Snyder, same guy.
I imagine you were probably into that growing up. I bet you went from like TKA to Twisted Sister. Yeah. I want to ask you this, dude. I see you're growing the mustache. Is that part of the new look?
No, this is just kind of.
That's the scruff?
I'm home.
Yeah.
I don't like to shave a lot. I'm going to give your listeners a sneak peek. This is
Go
a
ahead.
video, right?
Go ahead. No.
Oh, no video?
Oh, no.
we
We're going to tape
Okay,
it. Yeah.
okay. I did a tan towel.
What's that?
What?
A tan towel.
I don't know. what that
Tantal?
is.
You tan your face with a towel.
A tan towel? Oh, a tan towel.
Tan towel.
Tan towel.
Tanta.
Tan towel.
Tanta.
Tan
Okay,
towel.
so it's a towel.
Okay,
It's a towel.
Right.
I may want to get one of these because I feel like I don't get outdoors enough and I'm too white for the West Coast.
Yeah, every once
Yeah.
in a while
Yeah.
you do a little tan towel. Now, I noticed before I came in,
Yeah.
I missed this spot.
Oh,
there's a
did
white
you?
streak here. So
Oh, yes.
You see
But
that?
barely. Yeah.
I didn't want to do another tan towel.
Are
Because
these pricey in your new Hollywood lifestyle or what? Are these like Kardashian? Wait, what
Yeah.
No, they're very, very inexpensive.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do another one.
Right,
because
right,
I
right.
would have really looked orange.
But do they work? They work well? I mean, you look
you look
good.
good.
I would
Sharp.
I mean, they offer a little tint.
A little glow.
would have never known. For real. Would have never known.
And I like it every once in a while because, like you say, you know, sometimes you need one.
I need one.
the
I need a
tan
tan.
towel.
I'm gonna do one tomorrow. I'm
You
gonna bring
need a
one in,
tan
and
towel.
we'll put it on Instagram tomorrow. I'm gonna tan towel
You're gonna come
tomorrow.
in, you're like Soul Man.
I do remember though. I will say because I know that you listen. Got to be honest. This has not always worked well for you. I remember seeing you at Gotham in New York. I had a couple buddies in town, and I went to go say hi to you. And you may even remember because it was you said you went to the wrong tanning bed once. A wrong spray tan, and you were orange as could be.
Yeah, it was bad. Man.
And it was, I was like, "What's going on?" And the first thing you address it, you're like, I think you addressed it before someone else could say something. You're like, I'm very orange today.
I did. I went in and I asked for like Miami in May.
Right.
And I came out Cancun in August.
You know what we talked about in our creepy days? I'm not expecting you to relate to this, Sebastian. I don't know how you were in your single, like, player days. I don't know that side of Sebastian. You've been in a relationship, I think, as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
We said back in our tanning bed days, there would always be that hot tanning bed girl working there, and we would do the sort of lurk.
You would always have the fantasy that she'd come in.
Right. I would be like, hey, how do you turn this thing on again? And like you'd be there waiting in your briefcase.
You wanted like some fantasy to play out that never did.
Never played out. But it was always in your mind though, right? Yeah. You chub up a little and
chub up
a little bit. Just in case, but it never happened.
Just in case.
But nowadays, tan towels.
Right in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you're selling out everywhere. Like, that's got to be fascinating. I only say that because, don't worry, I'm not asking for any tickets. No,
I'm going to ask you for a shout out like I did years ago. Do you remember that? I'm so embarrassed.
So I have friends that hit me up and they go, your buddy Sebastian, he is Radio City. Apparently the tickets are so sold out that on StubHub, like other places now doubling prices, it's impossible to get a ticket to your show.
Yeah.
Is that pressure, or are you like, holy shit?
I don't like when people have to pay a lot of money in a third market to get the damn tickets. But yeah, I mean, we put these, especially in New York City where a lot of my fans are. Those tickets tend to go really, really fast. And we're doing April 21st. We're filming a special there at Radio City. We're doing 5 shows, and the tickets flew out the door. And a lot of people go, oh, what do you think you are? $500 are going to spend to see you?
Big time?
Yeah. What do you think you are? It's like, I don't put the prices, it's just, that's what kind of happens, which makes me a little upset. But other than that, the tickets, I went to Chicago, where I'm from, this past weekend. Out of the woodwork, people were crawling. I mean, hey, fraternity brothers. I said, we didn't even talk in the fraternity.
Remember me?
Yeah.
Right. Well, dude, how do you, where do you attribute it to? Obviously hard work, and the funny's got to be there. But was there a turning point? I was joking about the Timberlake shoes. But was there, honestly, where it all started to click and you're like, oh, shit, now it's starting to happen? Or was it just always a slow build?
It was a slow burn for me. It was
really?
Like, you go to the Gotham Comedy Club in New York, and when I first started going there, maybe 55 people would be on a Thursday. The next time I came back the next year, those 55 people told their friends, and they would start coming back. So it slowly started to snowball until now, where it's getting, I just did this Toronto show in an arena in Toronto where a lot of Italians started to gravitate towards the material, tell a bunch of their friends and family. So I think it's over the last 20 years I've been doing this.
Yeah.
That
it didn't happen overnight.
No, it didn't. And there's a lot of different, YouTube, Showtime, Netflix, a lot of different things.
Do you get a kick out of when one of your clips is floating around Facebook and has like 40 million views? Like, it'll be like a snippet that maybe someone else put together?
Go ahead, do it. Put it up there.
Right?
I do see a lot of that.
I'm fascinated. What you just said makes total sense, because I have friends, and you were kind enough to do a
but it's usually when he's wearing the tight purple sweater. Right?
Oh, some old school clips.
Yeah.
But some of my best friends growing up, their parents went to go see Sebastian. He was kind enough to do the meet and greet with them and everything. But I feel like everyone in New York, Chicago, heavily Italian areas, everyone's like, hey, mom and dad, check this out. And now you got the mom and dads too.
No.
That's got to be a big part, because every single person, they feel like their parents needed a guy like you.
You're right. It's a lot of multi-generational people coming to these
sure.
shows. It's mom and dad. It's the grandparents. It's the 12-year-old kid. It's everybody in between. The material is very clean. I swear every once in a while, but it's not. I'm not talking about anything that's uncomfortable for grandparents or parents to listen to. And I think, again, you're getting that segment of comedy where a lot of comedians are, very specific with their audience. It's either, straight males between 21 and 35 or what have you. My audience tends to be a little bit more broader, and that's why there's a lot of people coming to the show. So, yeah, man, it's been great, and I've been looking at you guys from afar as well. I know you're looking at my kitchen, but I was also looking at you guys here. You got you didn't used to have this. You have this backroom antics going on over here now.
The backroom antics segment. Yeah.
we gotta be innovative, as we talked about first hour. Innovate or die, like Toys R Us, right? If you don't start doing more, you're gonna get left behind. So we gotta go on to social media and figure it out.
Yeah, but you never used to have these 2 people working for you.
We have Spot, we have Todd, we have Jake. We're starting to build an army here, trying at least.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It used to be you and Spot. Now you got the other 2.
Yeah. A lot of changes. Spot had quintuple bypass open heart surgery.
What?
Yes. Yeah. Dude, he's recovering.
There was fresh mozzarella in each artery. Clog. Marinara.
Gabagool.
Yeah. Spot's, he's 100% Italian. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did this go? You went in for like a routine checkup, and they said, we need to put you in a
I was
stretcher.
having like some weird pains, and they checked it out. And within like days, I was in the hospital.
He calls me and he goes, "Tell Covino, I'm going under tomorrow.
Yeah.
Quintuple."
Yep.
Everything was clogged.
Yeah, I had like my main one was like mostly clogged, and then some of the other ones were like partially clogged, but they did 5. It was supposed to be 3. They went in, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And they did 5.
The hell are you been eating?
I know.
He had a prosciutto from 1997.
That's 37 years of Italian cooking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Lot of changes on the show, and I'm so interested because I feel like. By no means am I trying to compare, but we've been putting our grind in for a long time, and that's why we're actually really like happy for you to see, like Rich said, the hard work pay off. Because it doesn't happen to everybody.
No, it doesn't, and it's like I'm joking when I say you guys, but I mean it's like. It's nice to see you guys also rising. I mean, trying. It's happening.
It's happening.
TV screens with your name in.
That is true.
3 of them.
It's like I got a Hero 4 on me right now. Things are happening.
He's right. Hey, how do you like doing the radio show? You got a radio show on Sirius XM with Pete.
Yeah.
And I see you got a little animation and cartoons now to go along with the conversation.
Just like
But do you like that?
Yeah, it's fun. We do it once a week. We don't have any guests. It's just me and him, kind of talking about our lives, and it seems to work. I mean, it's been a little passion project for the last 5 years.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I know Pete's been working. Pete's been at SiriusXM for quite a while. Pete Corelli he used to work with Brewer too, right? Jim Brewer back in the day.
Yeah, and then we started doing this podcast. Then we went over to Sirius, and it's been good for us. It's a nice way to give us a little outlet.
You can see the clips at Sebastian Comedy, Stay Hungry's the book, Sebastian Maniscalco. The other day I went on this rant about how there's always a give and take in life, right? There's always a give and take. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, to get to where you are and to do all these things, how do you keep the balance going? You know what I mean? You're traveling all the time. You're trying to be a dad, the best dad you could be. You got this, the podcast, the radio show, Radio City, the book. How the hell do you balance all this shit?
Well,
where's the give and take?
Yeah, it is. I take my family on the road with me a lot. So my daughter's she's 11 months. She's been to 10 cities already. So yeah, they're coming with me. I don't want to be the dad who comes home and the kid don't recognize
right,
me,
yeah.
And having kids it changes your life. And for me, I want to make that a priority. So I'm taking the summer off. I'm taking 4 months off. I want to have that kind of work family balance, and yeah, it's there's a lot going on, but it is nice to kind of stop and smell the roses every once in a while. I'm gonna go on a little vacation. We're gonna go to some weddings. We're having a little birthday party at the house. By the way, I should invite you guys to this birthday party. It's gonna be pretty. Yeah, it's
pretty spectacular.
Well, it's gonna be nice.
As like the help? You want me to help cater? Or? You mean actually? I thought maybe Rich, Rich could be a clown or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on my bozo outfit. By the way,
that would be great.
11 months. You're getting close to the year here.
Yeah,
a year of being a dad, which is crazy. My daughter's 10 months old.
Yeah.
And yesterday, for the first time, we took her to the park and pushed her in the swing, because you feel like that's what parents are supposed to do. So back and forth.
How was it? What park?
In Sherman Oaks.
Oh, Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
And nice park?
Nice park. Nice enough park. I feel like I could have found a nicer park. You know what it was? It was the type of park where I had to every so often glance back at the carriage because I had my couple valuables in there, so I wasn't like the safest park.
Yeah, no, I've been to those parks.
Does Sebastian do the jungle gyms in his backyard at one point? Are you going to have one of those big little clubhouse slidey things?
Or is that tacky? Is that jungle gym tacky?
I don't know. I never got into that.
I gotta be honest. I feel like I failed for not having one for my
Really?
kid, and I feel like she's getting too big for that.
You might not be able to tell by my wine glasses, but I'm a pretty OCD neat guy around my place. And do you feel like you try to minimize the mess with the kid? Like you can't get kid toys in neutral colors, but you have a beautiful living room, but you have a little jumpy thing.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, is this just life?
It's life, but we try to minimize the amount of clutter around the house. She's got her own little corner.
I get nice. You know what I do? I get
go away, bro.
I get nice baskets, so that I put the toys in nice baskets, so it looks like at least if it's shitty, like colorful toy, in nice baskets.
No, I like the baskets
Yeah.
idea. That's a really nice touch to have to kind of store those things.
Yeah.
However, she's getting mobile now. There's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
And it's like a trail all over the house. You could tell where she was. You know what I'm saying? Balls and knickknacks and diapers laying there. And yeah, but we try and keep it clean.
Oh, that's a never-ending battle. I'm telling you. We had a boss one time. Because much like you, I always try to keep my shit as neat as possible, like a museum almost, you know? And my boss said, dude, give it up. He goes, one day you're going to have a pink fucking princess castle in your living room, and you're not going to be able to do shit about it. I'm like, fuck that, never. And sure enough, man, yeah, there's toys everywhere, and they take over, and that's it.
How old's your daughter?
8 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're having like a lot of that. What is that? Is that dolls and Barbies?
Dolls. Yeah.
American Girl dolls.
yeah. All that shit is everywhere, for sure.
By the way, having a daughter, I feel like is the greatest thing.
Yeah.
How
did it change you?
Because I remember at first thinking, every guy wants a boy, but having
I
a
know.
daughter, she is like my best little pal.
Absolutely.
You love it, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's. I gotta, man. We're trying for number 2, and I told my wife, I go, I wouldn't mind having another daughter. I mean, you know what it is with boys. It's if we have a boy, fantastic. I'm not
they're
gonna
reckless.
complain. They're sloppy.
They're so
Right?
sloppy.
A lot of boogers.
Yeah.
they're
just,
sticky.
rambunctious.
Boys are always sticky.
yeah.
Sticky
They get-
jelly fingers.
Yeah, they always have jam or jelly on their fingers. You're right.
Spaghetti sauce on your walls. Forget it. Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
But then, what about the Maniscalco name?
Hey, you know what? If it dies, it dies.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
really?
There's other Maniscalcos.
Yeah, but not from Sebastian's side. Is there?
There's another. My cousin.
Yeah.
Is Sebastian Maniscalco. Same name.
Yeah.
His son is Sebastian Maniscalco. So the name's gonna have some life to it.
Hold on. I don't want to. I want to continue with this talk. But you mentioned your cousin. His name is Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah.
Does he have to deal with you now all the time? The more your star rises?
Yeah, he said, he'll make a reservation and they think I'm coming in. And when he walks in, they're like, "What, are you using his name?" He goes, "No, same name."
He's my God. So he's getting bombarded with the shit all the time,
Yeah,
probably.
he's getting a little residual.
Oh,
By the
my
way, you
God.
doing anything with your kid yet? My wife and I were talking yesterday about any like music class or any like
Yeah.
book class. We're starting that this week, I think. You liking that? Or?
It's been, my wife and my daughter have been going to like Music and Me, Baby Talk, a lot of classes. Not so much for the kid. It's so my wife could maybe meet some other cool parents.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. We go to the playground. I tell you, go to the playground, and you've talked about this. You're a veteran now, 8-year-old
Yeah.
daughter, but it's very interesting to be like, oh my. So whoever my kid gets along with, their parents
yeah.
are now in the mix.
Yeah, I mean at the park, we found at the park it's a weird place to meet, especially the park we're going to.
Yeah.
You could get urinated on at any minute over at this park that we go to. Like I got really upset at the park. There's kids that don't know how to behave on the equipment.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was gonna slide my baby down the slide. Again, 4-year-old boy comes with a bunch of wood chips, sprays the slide with wood chip. Like, that's it.
Right.
Slide's out of order.
So how's that even acceptable?
Yeah.
No, there's no etiquette on the playground.
Right.
And I told my wife, I go, we got to find a better playground.
You know what I'm thinking too here in Sebastian Maniscalco's here on the Covino and Rich show. One of our favorites. We're just so happy for his success and the new book. When you talk about your dad, I hate to misquote you, but like my dad didn't even know where I went to school, right?
Yeah.
How do you balance that sort of dynamic in your own life where you're more of a hands-on guy trying to talk to your dad about the shit you're doing? That must be There must be a disconnection there, no?
My dad's gotten soft.
He has?
Yeah, in his old age, he's gotten really, really soft. So he kind of understands. I think he knows that he worked way too much while we were growing up, and now he's kind of seeing the light at 72.
Right.
Right? So he wants to spend more time with us. Not that he didn't want to be with us.
He's working.
But back then it was like 12, 14 hours a day. He was trying to put food on the table. But I think now in his older age, he wants to come out. He sees his grandkids out here in L.A. and he's like, I want to come out more often. So I think he's gotten soft.
Wow.
Is he? We were talking about this earlier in the show. Is he evolving with like FaceTime and stuff like that? Have you got him on board to at least do FaceTime and some of those things?
Yeah, no, he's doing
good.
FaceTime. We just FaceTimed him yesterday. He's very happy about the book. He's selling the books out of his salon. So he's very involved in my career and loves when I come home. He feels like he's now
right.
Somewhat.
Well, he's a star now.
Yeah, he's like a star.
Right.
As your star rises, so much of your early comedy, and still is, your dad is such a big subject matter. So it used to probably be, he used to get a kick out of it. Now it's like more than a kick out of it. More it's like, now people probably come up to me like, hey, your son did this.
Oh yeah, no, he's been. Wait, who's this?
What is this?
What are you showing there, Spotty? So someone's sending us feedback of what their living room looks like.
wow.
That's too many baskets.
Yeah,
That's a lot of baskets.
That's a lot of toys and shit.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, no, that's a whole wall.
Yeah, we're interactive, Sebastian.
But look at but this person has such a beautiful front window. It's blocked.
And it's toys everywhere. Toys everywhere.
Yeah, no, I like the house, what they're doing, but it's the kid's spoiled.
Yeah, too many toys. Don't need that many toys, right?
412 letter CNR show to text us. 412 letter CNR show. It's Faction Talk 103, Covino and Rich. So the book. Let's talk about this, right? We know the comedy. I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of your dad. You used to be his delivery boy. You were your dad's delivery guy. And
yes, I used to do everything at the house. Delivery.
Right.
It was landscaping. I did.
You were the guy.
Car washed. I used to love washing the car in the driveway with no shirt on. That was your move. That was my big move.
And now you went from your dad's personally delivery guy. You were the delivery guy to having a book. What is the book about? Because we're getting our first copy right now.
The book is about the last 20 years of my career. Kind of chronicles these stories that I had living in Los Angeles, coming out here. I moved into St. James Apartments, and my first morning getting up, I open up my drapes, and there's a guy having sex with his couch looking right at me.
Was it Rich?
I had sex with my couch as a teenager. That was not me then, though. I did. I lost my virginity to a sofa.
No, wait. So that really happened, and this is your experience to L.A. or whatever.
Yeah, it was like these ups and downs. I was selling, I was Captain Morgan. I was dressing up as Captain Morgan. This is back in Chicago while I was doing comedy, going into bars, and I used to work at Olin Mills Portraits. All these jobs I used to have,
right,
kind of trying to survive. All in the book. How I met my wife, working at the Four Seasons Hotel. There's a chapter about Dice Clay opening up for him for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I forgot that. Yeah,
I'm glad you brought him up.
The Dice Man.
I love the Dice Man. Here's a guy. Like, do you reach out to a guy like that? I'm sure he reaches out to you, or because he's a guy who exploded, right? He did the Garden. He did all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like you said earlier, where do you go from there, and how do you keep it going? What do you learn from that experience?
Well, I picked Dice's brain when we were out on the road. This is, 12, 15 years ago. I was picking his brain then about arenas. How did you know you could sell arenas? All this stuff I was absorbing.
Yeah.
So anytime I was around anybody who had more success than I did, I just shut up and listen. Like I was with Vince Vaughn. We did this Vince Vaughn Wild West comedy show. I learned how to do radio through Vince Vaughn. He would get up at like 5:30 in the morning to promote these shows that we were doing, and he would be, just killing it on the radio. And I was often like, oh, okay, this is what you need to do to sell tickets. Sometimes you hear these comedians, I don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do the show. I'm like, why not? You don't want to tell people you're coming to the city, so you sell tickets. It's part of the gig. So I don't know. It's a lot about like kind of learning from people who have been there, done that, and just the struggle of the entertainment business, the ups and downs of what we all go through, and the perseverance you kind of need to stick with it and stay in it. I mean, I didn't give myself myself a timeline. I never told myself 5 years I'm done, I'm going back home. It was, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to either succeed or fail at doing it, and that was that.
That's great, man.
Dice, man.
I think I was on your Instagram, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm a Niners fan.
Oh, you
I saw Garoppolo was a fan of yours. He saw you at one of your shows or at an event?
Chicago. We went to the same high school.
Get out of here. Okay.
So he was in town, and he was coming to see me back when I guess he was in high school. It just goes to show you.
Get out of
You
here.
don't even know what's going on, right? And he was there with his family. His mother's birthday that weekend, and I met his whole family. They came backstage, and the guy's stunning, by the way.
He's a handsome guy. I mean, he's handsome, and he's a superstar quarterback in the making already.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He walked backstage, and all the girls were, my wife was like, who's this guy? I go, take it easy.
Yeah, you got these crazy football. Weren't you friends with J.J. Watt or still friends with J.J. Watt?
Apparently, my comedy hits home with football players.
Right, right.
Who any other randoms at not football, but anyone that showed up at a show and you're like, that's pretty fascinating that this person digs my comedy?
Yeah. God, off the top of my head.
I mean, Seinfeld, obviously, right?
I mean, yeah.
And Tony Danza was
Yeah,
there.
Danza loves Danza. Jonathan, Sebastian.
And I guess that's part of the ups and downs. I know we've talked since then, but man, that seemed like such a home run, such a slam dunk.
Oh yeah,
the Tony Danza stuff. We even talked to him about
but I
it.
was gonna say, even since though, look at how great things have gone since then. It's almost like
everything sort of happens for a reason.
Again, one door closes,
Right.
a couple open, and it definitely happened with that TV show. Yeah, it's unfortunate it didn't go, but some movie roles came out of that, and it worked out for the better. I mean, it would have been nice to be on a TV show, but hey.
Is that the next sort of frontier for Sebastian Maniscalco? Do you feel? How is that transition from comedian to actor? Is it as easy as people sort of make it look?
I'm a serious guy.
Yeah.
So I started doing these drama roles. I got a part in this movie, The Irishman, coming out with Pacino, De Niro, Scorsese directing, and I play a real life character by the name of Crazy Joe Gallo.
Yeah.
So it was a nice transition for me to do this because I am kind of serious and not always kind of like the goof. Life at a party. I'm not the class clown. I'd rather be a little bit more grounded when I'm speaking rather than like, hey, not that guy.
Yeah.
So the dramatic role definitely was right up my alley, and I plan to do more of those.
Were those guys?
Yeah, are they aware of you? Those old school cats?
Yeah.
Are they aware of the Italian style comedy? Or were they
aware that I did stand up?
Yeah, like Pacino and De Niro. Do those? I mean, because your comedy is so Italian based. Those are like the guys.
Yeah, they were aware of it. They were aware of it. I just didn't do a lot of talking with them. It was one of those things where, you just kind of mind your P's and Q's while you're on set.
You didn't grab a picture. You didn't try to get a picture.
No photo.
What the fuck?
No, it wasn't like, hey, I do. It was none of that. It was like,
you
where
had
do
to play
I go?
it cool.
Okay, I'll stand here and I'll just do my lines. So, yeah, it was none of that. But they were aware of.
But deep down, right?
That had to be cool for his dad that you were working with.
For him and his dad's family. Like that's what I was going to say. Deep down, right? You're a success in your own right, but you grew up idolizing, I'm sure, all these guys in the movies they were in.
Yeah.
So when you are there and you find out you're going to work with them, there's got to be a part of you you're pumping your fist like, fuck yes. There's got to be that moment.
I found out right outside the Equinox gym in Hollywood that I was going to be doing this movie, and I think I went in and benched 225 for 15. Never did that before.
Oh, that's great.
The adrenaline was flowing. So, it was a dream come true, and I don't know how the hell you there it is.
Getty Images.
Yeah, I got a wig on. They put a wig on me.
You got a wig?
Yeah, that's a wig, bro.
That's a wig?
No,
you got like a Frankie Carbone.
Oh, yeah. Look at those sideburns.
Looks like Silvio from The Sopranos.
You look like Silvio, bro. Holy shit. Look at the Mascagna.
Oh, yeah. That Mascagna starts at a...
That's a Pat Riley, bro. Look at that. No, that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, that was...
So you have to be composed. Like, all right, ready? You're working with your heroes. You're a guy who's been on the biggest stages already, performing in front of thousands of people. What sort of, do you have a private moment with yourself where you look in the mirror and you're like, let's fucking do this? Like, honestly, do you have that weird anxiety moment or that hype pep talk?
Yeah, the whole time in my trailer, I'm sitting there, kind of going over my lines and going, this is this is it. This is you're because you don't know. I mean, listen, I haven't done acting
Right.
a lot, so I don't know what I'm walking into. I'm just used to working alone,
Right.
let alone with lights and cameras, directors, action, and whatnot. And now here I'm on the set of this movie, and I'm working with some of the guys I grew up watching.
Oh, that's fantastic, man.
My anxiety would be, I don't want to be a guy that halts up the process.
Right, or fucks up. Did you mess up a line at all?
No.
Like, the whole time I'd be like, if I'm the guy where they have to do cut again, I'm like, oh no. Like, that would be my big concern.
What was it like watching them though in their element?
Just professionals, pros.
Yeah.
Like just unbelievable how they work together. I mean, because De Niro and Scorsese obviously
Yeah.
all these movies together, and just it was. I just learned a hell of a lot about movie making on this set, and about wearing a wig.
Holy shit.
That looks great. The sideburns
great.
are the topper.
That is great.
The sideburns are actually separate from the wig. They had to put the sideburns on separately, so that's not part of the wig. That's a whole separate deal.
Well, we say this and we mean it seriously. We're so happy for your success, continued success, more movies, all that shit. The book, congratulations on that, guys. It's called Stay Hungry. No, I appreciate that.
Book.
Appreciate that.
By the way, you're an author. You carry books. I got books in the car.
That's incredible.
I'm passing them out at the light. Guy comes for change. I go, here's a book, guy. Stay hungry. It's cool being an author,
great.
man.
It's
there you go,
great.
guys.
Thank
I really
you, man.
appreciate you guys.
Of course.
Thank you so much,
having me
man.
on the show and all these years supporting what I do, because there's a lot of people that text me or comment on Facebook and say, hey, we got turned on to Sebastian through the Covino and Rich show.
I love it.
And it's great.
Hit him up, guys.
Thank
Again,
you, man.
we're the guy that told him to take the underscore out of his Instagram. Remember that shit?
I did that right after you told me.
Sebastian Comedy now. At Sebastian Comedy. And look at this, bro. What a compliment. To Covino, the Mascagna King. Doesn't get better than that, bro.
Wow.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
At Sebastian Comedy, thank you so much for being here. More Covino and Rich.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks, guys.